Good afternoon, everybody. This is Benjamin, the Band of the Ordinal, coming at you with another video. In my last video, I pretty much expressed the call to Yahuda. So, what is the call to Yahuda? The call to Yahuda is the call for the men of our diaspora to stand up and assemble a government body so we can establish our own nation. Okay? And like I before said, we're not an anti-government, anti-American, anarchist group. We're not. We're not one of these, groups that just want to, fight the government and disobey cops. We're law-abiding citizens. We obey the rule of law as long as it doesn't transgress what Yahuda has told us to do. We pay our taxes. We abide by the laws. We do everything we have to do. We stay within the boundaries of the law, and, we're not here to spite anybody. We're not here to do any of that. I want to talk about this channel. This channel is a call to not only wake up Yahuda, but to get us to a point to where we can establish representatives for our own government body and then make an exodus out of America. This is about the exodus. At first, I was thinking, man, how am I going to get subscribers together? How am I going to get people to be interested in this channel? Should I talk about, topics that's relevant to the day? Should I talk about, the condition of the black community? Should I talk about the black Hebrew Israelites? Should I talk about the Ashkenazi Jews? And I thought about all that stuff, and I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not here to bring contention. I'm not here to talk about doctrine. I'm not here to talk about who's the real Jews and who's not. We have a lot of brethren that are well educated and have enough scholarship to teach you. If you are African American and you're trying to find out about who you are and who everybody else isn't, I recommend Dante Fortson. I recommend Ron Dalton. I recommend B'nai Israel. I recommend those brothers. Look up Hebrew to Negroes, h2ntv.com. I recommend Dante Fortson's book, Undeniable. Evidence of black people in the Bible. Look up B'nai Israel, Hidden Hebrews. Look those brothers up and get your history lesson there. If you are looking for somebody to, if you're looking for some, back and forth, you got the black Hebrew Israelites, they do what they do. They have their doctrinal, elements. We all have ours. Everybody's got doctrinal elements that we can either agree or disagree. But what needs to be agreed upon right now is that all of Yahuda, regardless of your doctrine, regardless of whether or not you believe that white people are the devil or white people are Esau, or whether or not you believe, in the virgin birth, or you believe in a rapture or not, regardless of all of that, what we need to do right now, as of today, as of like last year, as of like 10, 15 years ago, we need to start looking at how are we going to unite so that we are not dependent on the system. Because right now we are dependent on the system. We are dependent on their grocery stores. We are dependent on their ships, the dock. We are dependent on their gasoline. We are dependent on their technology. We are dependent on everything this government and this system has. We're dependent on their welfare. We're dependent on their school system. We're dependent on their jobs. We're dependent on, everything that they have. We want our sons to be basketball players so they can make it out of the hood. We want to make rap music. We want to launch a cannabis store. That is not going to suffice for us. Our heroes cannot be rappers, and ball players. Our heroes have to be the men of war, the soldiers. That's what our heroes have to be. The scholars who are feeding us spiritually, who are feeding us with knowledge and history that we haven't known before. That's what this channel, I may not go into history and I may not go into doctrine, but what I will go into is government. I'm not going to talk about the American government. I'm not going to talk about the British government. I'm not going to talk about I'm going to talk about the diaspora state of Yahuda and its government. That is what we will be moving forward as a nation. We are not African Americans. We are not a bunch of blacks. We are Yahudim. And we are citizens of the diaspora state of Yahuda. Now, right now, we are drafting members to form a government body. Because that's what we need. Because there will be an exodus out of America sooner rather than later. And when there's this huge exodus out of America, our people need a liaison to fall back on. They need to know where to go and where they're going to stay and how they're going to eat. That's the purpose of this government body. This purpose of this government body is not to take over America and defy America and transgress. No. That's not the purpose of this. That's not why we're assembling. We're assembling so that when we do have to exit out of this country, there will be a nation state that will be able to receive our people. Well, we are African Americans. We all come from Africa. But where in Africa you gonna go? Of course, you can find a place here or there. You could. That's possible. People have done it. Our brothers and sisters are moving to Africa and, they're building, quite a life for themselves. But not everybody has those connections and resources. When emergencies happen and, we may perhaps have to leave en masse, they're going to need a welcoming committee. A committee of people say, all right, well, here we are. Here's your own nation state. Here's your flag. The Davarim is the law. This is the law we're going to follow. We have one God here. His name is Yahuwah. And this is how we're going to conduct ourselves. This is what's going to happen. What's your skills? What's your specialty? What are you going to do for your nation? What are you going to do for yourself? What are you going to do for your brother? Because that's what our nation's motto is going to be. Do for self and do for thy brother. Do for self and thy brother. Do for thy nation. What do you have to offer? What can you do? You don't have to be the smartest person, but you have to be able to do something to contribute to the nation, and the nation will take care of you. We need to get that started now. We need to get moving on that like yesterday. And I'll tell you why. Well, you have MAPs, minor attracted persons, which means that pretty soon, they will say it's okay for somebody to date your child. Okay? We got agendas galore. We got satanic influences galore. We have no shelter from the wickedness that's become of Babylon in this nation. Poison in the food, setting up, 5G towers. And I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not like one of those people that's just like, I'm a conspiracy theorist, everything. No. I just realized that we have to remove ourselves from this situation. Well, I don't know. Why don't you just pack your bags and you go on over to Africa? I will eventually. But I feel like my call and my mission is to reestablish the nation of Yahuda, according to biblical prophecy. It is biblical prophecy. You do know that. You do know that the two sticks will come back together, the two nations, Yahuda in the house of Yasharal. Will I have anything to do with it? Maybe, maybe not. But what I know is that we have to form something for our people to see and for our people to look at. So our people will have confidence if they could see alternative. Maybe they will come to it. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, we need to start appointing delegates today. Who's in California? Who's gonna be a commissioner from California? Who's gonna be a commissioner from Georgia? Who's gonna be a commissioner from Texas? Okay, so you're out in Texas, okay. You know, this is what's going on. You know, this is the plan. This is what we're trying to do, because the whole plan of this thing is to get our own nation state in the continent of Africa. Purchase land. Once we get that land, we build on top of it. And I'm going to keep pushing this message day in, day out, because we don't have a flag. I don't know how many times I have to tell this to Yahuda. We need our own flag, not the flag that was given to us when we came as captives and not considered men and women. We were considered cattle. And we talk about equality. We talk about civil rights. We talk about reparations. That will never come. That will never happen. It's never going to happen. And the house Negroes that's in our way, the old Negroes, these old civil rights Negroes that's in our way, we need to leave them alone. Just like how the Most High killed all them people off in the wilderness and only had the younger generations going, that may be the case. Because the old Negro is too stuck in his ways to do anything different. Not all, but most, as Jesse Lee Peterson would say. But this is no laughing matter. This is very serious. Our body, our government body needs to be established ASAP. And I need volunteers until we can make them paid representatives. If I got to use my money, my own money, to host conferences and to host Zoom meetings and to pay people to be representatives, I'm willing to do it. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to do something, because something is better than nothing. Because nothing is what we've been doing this whole time. We got comfortable having these city jobs and these government jobs and, building these businesses and just being comfortable. We are in no position to be comfortable right now. This last pandemic showed us. It took the mat from right under our feet. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people had to bend down and bend over because we were not prepared. And there was nothing anybody else can do to save us. I think the next one is going to be worse. They're gearing up for all sorts of madness in this country. What are you going to do? What's your contingency plan? Black man, black woman, the stranger amongst us. What's your contingency plan? Who we going to fall back on? A black church? Black church don't have nothing for you. Black church took all your money and didn't tell you that all this stuff was going to happen. With all this religion and moving in the spirit and spitting and speaking in tongues and rolling on the floor, nobody had the discernment. Black Hebrew Israelites, can we fall back on them? Black Hebrew Israelites, I see all these videos and y'all lined up in rows and rows talking about the army. All right. Be the army then. Defend our people. We don't need any more yelling on the street corners. We don't need that anymore. All right, yeah. You told us we're Israelites. Now what? What are you going to do now? You got some farms to feed our people? Do you have a bank where we can get a loan from you? What are your Hebrew Israelites leaders doing? Are they doing anything to establish? Well, we'll order no. We gotta wait for the Messiah. The Messiah. The Messiah. Well, let me tell you something. Are you gonna? Does the Messiah? Did the Messiah have to tell you when your kids are starving? What are you gonna do? You gonna wait for a Messiah to come down and feed? No. The Messiah told you to do for self. So, and I love my black Hebrew Israelite brothers. We need those brothers. We need those brothers. We need those brothers like every day. Them black Hebrew Israelite brothers, I love them brothers. We need them brothers. But they need to be mobilized for something that's going to be constructive beyond just giving us history and doctrine. Now we need to start building. We need some of those brothers to be state representatives, city representatives, not for America, not for, but for our nation, to speak to our prime minister and our high priest and help us, build a plan for our own nation's statehood. I'm going to be saying this every single day till I reach somebody. I don't have many subscribers. I don't have many viewers. I just need a few good ones. I don't need 1 million subscribers and 1 million viewers if nobody's going to step up and do anything. I just need people who will say, you know what, Ordino, I heard the message. What can I do for my nation? Send me a copy of our flag. And give me some orders. This is what kind of business I have. How much do I have to contribute so that we can purchase some land and start growing our own food and building some houses in our land so that if something happens, me and my family, we can just go. I put in my own money, and I will be willing to pay people to be representatives and to be a part of this. If I have to put up my own money, I will do that. I'm not here, trying to, hey, can you guys send me some money to? No, you don't have to send me anything. Send it to our nation. Send it to our nation. I'm not about holding marches and protesting and all that stuff. No, I want some smart individuals, nobody ghetto and nobody too emotional, to say, all right, look, here's the plan. Here it is on paper. Let's write some contracts between each other. Let's write out some plans between each other. And let's hold each and every one of us accountable. But first and foremost, we need to pledge our allegiance to the Messiah, Yahusha, the Kings of Kings, and Yahuda, Master of all masters, the Father. Then we move forward. And any doctrinal differences we have, we can square that away later. This is the Ordinal, Benjamin Abanaga, with this message. Info at twokingdomsproject.org. Let me know when you're ready to step up.